We're now joined by Coach Les Miles from Kansas. Coach, welcome to the Big 12 and your thoughts about the upcoming season.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say how much I am enjoying my reacquaintance with the Big 12 Conference. I was fortunate to be the head coach at the Oklahoma State Cowboys as in my first introduction to this conference, and what a special group of teams you have, and I'm glad to be here. I can also say that this being in this stadium with the tradition that I have with the Dallas Cowboys just makes me smile. I like to see how this Dallas Cowboy team has just really always been about the community. So I know that there's an issue that we must discuss, and so let me get to it, if you will. First of all, there is no proper way to put it. There is no violence. Violence will not be accepted with women, period. And action was taken immediately. We felt like a strong point was made, not only with Puka, but the team. The idea that for 7.5 months, Puka was going through a process, and he didn't have the opportunity to spend time with his team, go to the weight room, just be a part. Puka went through legal investigation with the legal community. Puka also had proceedings that went through the conduct board at the university, and he basically understood very much that if he did not meet the criteria that the board asked, that this would not last long, and he really met every criteria that he could. He's taken responsibility. He's been remorseful. He's learned from this experience, as has our team. We're thankful to have him back. And again, no violence against a woman is okay. So I did not make this decision, but I stand by it and see it as a right one. So now I'd like to deviate from that and mention that the reason that I am in coaching is to have the opportunity to take these young men like the ones that we brought today, and prepare them, take them to the field and play games and play for championships. That is still very much what I want to do. These are the kind of kids that 81% graduation rate at Kansas is a tremendous positive. The 2.81 GPA overall for the football team is a tremendous positive. The defense. Okay, now, when I came in, I did not know how capable this team was going to be, but I see that there's a very strong athletic base and a real capable football team in Lawrence. On defense, it's got great speed. We're going from a 4-3 to a 3-4, and it's going to be a fast-paced, in-your-face style of. We have a veteran secondary. We'll put a very, very capable defense on the field. Offensively, Thomas McVitie and Carter Stanley will be the place that we start at quarterback. we think that both men have that opportunity to step to the field and give us great or good quarterback play. And special teams, we preseason all-conference punter Kyle Thompson, kicker Liam Jones, and several other candidates there. So I like my team. And any questions?
Question for the coach. We got a question in the middle. If you would, again, please stand up and ask your question, giving your name and your affiliation, please.
Hey Les, Suzanne Halliburton, Austin American Statesman. I'm just wondering, as far as offenses go, is the Big 12 going to change your offense, or are you going to change the way the Big 12 plays it?
Yeah, I think that what we're going to do is the things that our team can do. You know, I've always made a point, you know, it doesn't do you any good to say the style of offense you're going to run if you don't have those style of players. So I think we'll have the opportunity to throw the football and run the football with balance. I think our talent is there, and but we'll have to see.
Question on the aisle, right side, halfway back.
Hey Les, Bill Haste in Tulsa World. If the Kansas people want hope, they probably should look at what you did at OSU. How would you compare your inheritance at KU to that of OSU in 01?
Yeah, I think we have a better talent base here at Kansas than I had when I went to Oklahoma State. I can tell you that you know, the things that happened. You know, we were allowed to recruit to a very significant number at Oklahoma State, recruited very well to start, and I think that that's the same thing here. I think that we'll recruit well over time, and I think you'll see that this Kansas team is much more talented than their record shows.
Question on the aisle, about halfway back.
Yeah, Les, John Hoover. Hi, good to see you again. The Sporting News and the franchise. So with your experience building that program, which you just talked about in Stillwater, what's the balance for you between winning games, winning now, winning at all costs, versus building a culture at a place like Kansas?
Yeah, it's all about a culture. It's all about team. It's all about wanting to be a dominant player rather than a player. And I think these guys are hungry. I think they've had a great summer. I think they're ready to put a real quality field on the team. And I think there'll be some similarities in that Oklahoma State experience.
Got a question in the second row.
Hello, Coach. Bruce Melzer, RCFB. In 2007, Kansas was able to work their way into the BCS, win an Orange Bowl. How many years do you think you need to start competing for a New Year's Six?
That was a 12-1 Kansas football team in a year where LSU won the national championship. And I watched that Kansas team just as a potential, if we could have possibly got them into the playoff mix. And they looked really good. They looked athletic. The quarterback was a tremendous asset to them. And I having seen that and had that experience, and then playing there at Oklahoma State, always led me to believe that football team or that school could have a great football team.
Question here on the middle.
Yeah, Les, Cedric Golden, Austin American Statesman. At a tender age of 65, you're back in the game, and your fellow septuagenarian Mac Brown at 67 is back. How strong was that coaching bug to get back in over the last few years, and how did you spend your time on Saturday afternoons?
Well, the last few years on Saturday afternoons, my eldest daughter, who's here, we would run from bedroom to bedroom and living room to den to see different games that were played and talking about decisions that were made. And, you know, it put us, and it put me in a constant touch with the game I really, truly love. And, but it's the actual love for the bug. I don't think I've ever felt better in my life than when I took a team to the field. And my family, 2 sons play college football. The eldest, who's here, swam for Texas, and the youngest just was a part of a very good team, great team at Free State, won a state championship in fast pitch softball. So for me, it wasn't stay home to be with the family. It was get yourself a good job, go out there and go win some games, and we will be right alongside. And that's one of the reasons.
We got a question all the way in the rear on the right-hand side.
Hi, I'm Brayton Rue with TCU 360, and I was wondering what big changes are going to be made to increase offensive production this year.
Well, I don't know what the offensive production was a year ago. I can just tell you they didn't score enough to win games, okay? The key piece to this is how do you play to win with your talent? If you have quarterbacks like I think we have, I like our receiving core, we're going to throw the football. Obviously, if we have a great running back or 2, we're going to run the football. So it would seem that we would be a team that would be balanced, run and pass. And I think we'll take it to the field and see what we have and then make those adjustments as we go.
Question on the aisle right here in the center.
Coach Pete Mundo, Heartland College Sports. I want to ask you about this stint, however long it lasts. How will you look back on your Kansas tenure and define success?
Yeah, I'm looking at the next game we get to play. I'm not really ready to define my success over time, but I can tell you this, that I look at it really one season at a time, spring ball. I look at it in the summertime. I want to make sure that our team is improving in the summer. And when we go to summer camp, the things that we're going to run in the games. And I guess what I'm saying is that I'm looking at it really one game at a time, and I'm not looking way down the road. And I enjoy where I'm at.
Question on the first row on the right side.
Hey, Coach. Colin Kennedy right over here, OUinsider.com, 24/7 Sports, Sports Talk 1400-993. In the short time that you've had this job as the coach at the University of Kansas, what are some of the challenges that you have faced, but also what are some of the benefits of being the coach at KU?
The opportunity to sell some real credentials academically in recruiting is one of those real positives at Kansas. It's a great school, great curriculum, business, engineering, a school where a football team can graduate at 81% and have a GPA at 2.81. I just want you to know there's a place where the credential of the degree is attainable, and the opportunity for them to have this degree kind of launch their career is there. So I think that the college decision should always be, at some point in time, academically. You're doing a great job in the classroom and having the opportunity to graduate the guys we're recruiting.
Okay, Coach, thanks a lot for your answers to your questions. Best of luck to you on the season.
Thank you very much.